Now entering the atmosphere of Planet Zero. Scanning for signals. Incoming broadcast. Shift destination. CSS page journal. Begin transmission.
Hello, welcome back.
Welcome back to
We
the
are
Sporadic
back.
Adventures.
Yeah,
of
we are finally back, and
the
we're
podcast from Planet Zero.
the podcast from Planet Zero.
We got lost in a time loop,
That's
in a
my
negative
bad.
zone
That's
of
my
some
bad.
sort. We took a wrong turn down a hyperloop.
Past some nebulas. Yeah, and we almost got fired from our job because of that.
Also, the holidays hit for us in space.
Yeah,
I know
space Christmas and space Hanukkah.
by the time you denizens are listening to this, it'll have been just wrapped up for you, the holidays on Earth. But we, in space, holidays are like a whole rotation thing. Like
Yep.
once every 100 rotations, it's the holiday rotation.
don't-
for that entire rotation, it's the holidays.
Yeah, don't get me started on
That's
Space
busy.
New Year's. That's
It's so confusing. It's so many different. It's a lot. It's a lot of like star maps you gotta understand. There's a whole class that's taught on it in space
Yeah, we
community
were
college.
we were
that
supposed
me
we were
and
supposed to
Eric
take
flunked
it.
Out. We flunked out of that class.
Yeah, don't tell our bosses that.
But we're back, and we're here with a new season, season 2. What can you
Yeah.
expect from that, Eric? What's one thing that I can expect?
Well, we're gonna read more books.
Yeah, our title is book club. We should do that. We should talk more about books and read more.
We're going to be
books.
talking more about polls. We have polls now. I finally have a poll.
Eric
a comic
finally
poll.
found his comic store, Brian, tugged on his sleeve, and started a pool.
Yeah, I tugged on his sleeve and I said, "Please, sir, I want to get into comic books."
What comic books are good to read? My friend said to read all the Tom King, and then he looked down at you and said, "Yes, all of the Tom King."
He did have to look down. Anyway,
So what books we're going to be reading? We're going to be reading more books together. We both just read. I finally got you to read Kingdom Come, and I just reread it by Mark Waid and Alex Ross. Also, season 2 means that season 1's mission was a complete success.
yeah.
Complete being generous. We didn't really document
It
well
was great.
my experience on getting caught up to One Piece. There was a period where I just read One Piece nonstop for a full day and night. I was locked in the Porta-John. Eric could not get me out.
I had a pee in a can.
I had all of Dressrosa and all of Wano with me in physical format. So if you know anything about the physical release of One Piece, that's like 40 volumes.
That's like 3 poops right there.
There wasn't a lot of space for me and that manga in that porta potty. So when I was done with one of the books, I was throwing it down into the blue. And Eric could hear that. He was panicking. But don't
worry, I got over
about
it.
not letting him in.
I got over it. Don't worry.
You're also
and I've been reading Moon Knight. I don't think I think I've read as much Moon Knight as you could offer me.
I could offer you more. It just seems like you might start throwing up.
Yeah, I will admit. I read some. So in my journey of Moon Knight, there were some highs, and there's lows.
Mostly lows. No.
Mostly lows.
No,
but
stop
no,
that.
I like Moon Knight. In the end, I came to appreciate and like Moon Knight as a character and his cast, what he does, his powers. He's different than Batman, of course. I just think that
Why'd you look at me like that when you said that?
because he's the Batman of the Marvel universe.
Yeah, wow. I threatened you not to say that. And you said it anyways. How dare you? I saw a thing that said what your favorite superhero says about you, part 7, and they were showing Moon Knight, and they were like, if Moon Knight's your favorite superhero, you have anger issues, and you're going to let everyone know about it. And I was like, uh-oh.
You do let me know when you're angry.
I do. I yell.
Yep, there go Christian. He's angry.
There he goes, yelling again.
But yeah, I like Moon Knight. Just some of his stories can be kind of boring and cliche-ish, but
that's fair.
You have given me books that what's really good, and it makes all the crappy stuff feel more.
It makes
rewarding.
it worth it.
Yeah, it makes it worth it.
I think my I think what I wanted to do was to be like, look, dude, reading comic books is cool. It's a cool experience. And yeah, I want you to be able to go to the store and just pick up a book from a character that seems interesting. And all of you out there should do that. But I also wanted to show you what it's like when you get all of the references in any given book, because that's also really cool. It's a little harder, and it's a little harder to
it's
get into, not as accessible as just pick up and read. But I mean, Frenchie, man.
Our boy Frenchie. They don't even call him Frenchie anymore. Can you believe that?
Yeah, they canceled that name now. They're too PC. They're
It's
like,
so
that offends the French.
They miss him, bro.
I miss
I
Frenchie.
think they do. I haven't asked any French people, but I think they do.
I don't know any French people, but I think they love Frenchie.
So going forward,
but I've read all of One Piece. I'm caught up on One Piece.
Yes, you
So
are.
what that means is that we'll talk about the new chapters every week that they come out. No new chapter this week because I support the official release, which is shorthand for pop-ups scare me, and I don't know what links to click on.
Oh, come on. Sometimes they can lead to somewhere fun. But no, I read the scans because sometimes some things get lost in translation from, fan translations to the official English translations. So I kind of read both of them. But that makes sense. It is scary.
I just like...
There was a time where there was you can go on a site that had updated One Piece chapters, and it's it's such a clean site. Now, I think Shonen Jump is really getting hard on that, or Viz Media.
Yeah.
So there's a lot
Well,
of
I would
shady
say,
websites.
as a fan of One Piece and Oda, I say support the official release. But as a fan of piracy and pirates, I know that you support the scans.
I'm a pirate. Yeah.
I am a pirate. You're like, that's so Luffy coded of you to just yell, I'm a pirate. Yeah, so I'm fully caught up on One Piece. So that means we'll talk theories, we'll talk characters, we'll talk arcs.
We'll talk about Robin, and
I love Robin.
She's so hot.
I'm a Frobin.
You're a Robin fan?
I'm a Frobin fan. My heart's throbbing for some Frobin. My heart, I'm a big heart throb. You know what I mean?
I'm throbbing for some Robin.
I'm going to get a tattoo on my
Oh,
chest that
shit.
says I'm a heart throb. And then it's going to be Robin and Frankie kissing.
That's romantic.
It is romantic.
But it's not my ship.
He be diving in that plume poon. You know what I mean?
I don't ship any of those
Any of the
straw
characters?
hats.
I don't ship any of them except for Frankie and Robin. Because Robin is the responsible mom of the crew, and Frankie is the fun dad. You can't tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
That's their archetypes in the family dynamic. I mean, Brooks the grandpa,
Do you notice in
pervy grandpa.
newer chapters, Robin's been more attracted to Jimbei?
What, really?
Yeah.
Uncle Jimbei breaking up the
I
family?
Know, I know. It's supposed to be Uncle Jimbei, but
That's mom's new friend, Jimbei. That's Usopp talking. That's Usopp talking to Chopper. Chopper's like, "Who is that fishman?" That's mom's new friend, Jimbei.
you can call him Uncle Jimbei if you want. But
so-
I'm pretty sure she said something about I can't resist an attractive man or some shit when he gave some orders, something like that.
she's always a flirt, though.
Flirt? Oh yeah, not with me though.
Not with you because you're the reader and you're not in the story, Eric. Your doctors talked to you about this. Have you been taking your medication before you read your comics?
I don't take that placebo.
Have you been hanging out with Swamp Thing?
Dude, Swamp Thing.
Swamp
yeah, I gave.
Thing.
And this transitioning to our next topic about
Yes.
books to read, books that we're gonna tell each other to read now.
Yeah.
Going forward, I gave Christian Swamp Thing,
Swamp
Alan
Thing.
Moore's Saga of the Swamp Guy. And it's a lot better when you read Swamp Thing if you replace all his word bubbles with Swamp Thing.
It's also a much quicker read.
it's a
Sometimes confusing, but I get the gist.
the first issue of him monologuing his battles with his current with his last antagonist is just Swamp Thing, Swamp Thing, Swamp Thing,
Swamp Thing. So we're gonna give each other new recommendations and try and keep it fresh and moving. Next episode, the first episode, let's talk about Kingdom Come. How about that?
Yeah,
Slated
Kingdom
on
Come.
what you can expect next episode. We'll talk Kingdom Come. We'll talk One Piece current chapters.
Yeah, fine. The next chapter will probably be out by then.
Facts.
For you to talk about it. We can talk about our polls, like
Yep.
Peacemaker and the World's Finest going on.
Yep. And going forward, every episode, we're gonna have a couple of segments. We'll try and invent new ones, but we're gonna try and get some more variety. My mission with this podcast is to get people interested in comic books. Right? Like, I want people to get interested. And sometimes I know we've gotten feedback from our friends and our listeners, you denizens out there, and a couple of enemies who are quite rude about it on Twitter, or I'm sorry, X, formerly known as Twitter.
The website formerly known as Twitter.
The website formerly known as Twitter. That the podcast is a little inaccessible. Sometimes it just sounds like two guys talking about books that they read, and we're not really doing a good job of explaining anything or teaching anyone anything about comic books.
And to them, I'd like to say,
get good.
Yeah.
No.
Keep up.
To them, we'd like to offer segments where we do fun little bits, like the guild ranking system.
Yes.
That we were inspired by from the Venture Brothers.
During our time stuck in the wormhole, we had a little bit of internet.
We had an entire VHS collection of all of the Venture Bros cartoon.
Including the VHS movie.
Including the movie, which came out in the year 2023. So I don't know why they made it. I don't know who, how, or why they made a VHS tape of it.
But we appreciate you.
But we watched it in our little dimension. And Eric, that was your first time watching it. I've seen that show before.
I've seen it. I've seen it before, like a while, but I never really got invested into it. But now that I'm an older guy with a more refined taste,
the last time I did a full watch through of Venture Bros was 2017.
Dang.
So that means when I rewatched it with you, season 8 or season 7.
No, so what you said, 2017? That would be like season 5 or 6, maybe.
I think it's season 6. So season 7 and the movie were both new experiences for me. I had never seen them before. So that was fun. But basically, in Venture Bros, there's this guild called the Guild of Calamitous Intent.
Pretty much a organization, the villains there, a union.
It's not even like an organization of villains. It's like the villains organized. You know, like if you're going to be a villain in this fictional cartoon world,
you need a guild membership.
You need a guild membership to operate legally. Otherwise, the law can get you.
And how they set up the system is that each villain is a level 1 through 10, and the guild kind of chooses who you get to march and all that stuff.
Monarch describes it pretty well. He's like, if you have a dope ass flying hideout. A badass number 2, an army of henchmen, and a sweet ass flying car, you're like a level 9 or 10. If you have just enough money,
if you have one henchman and just enough money to ride the bus, if you just have
your buddy and just enough money to ride the New Jersey bus, you're like a 3 or a 4. So, and the notable level 1. Let's talk about the levels, because there's level 1, right? Brick Frog. He is a character who dresses up as a frog, holds a brick, and shouts his name.
Was he based off isn't he based off a Marvel character?
I mean, he looks a lot like Leapfrog, a.k.a. Frogman, but that's something we'll get into later, because we might bring him up to rate him for the guild later.
Well, so for some actual superheroes or villains to rank this, a level 1 equivalent would be like a Kite Man situation.
Kite Man, yep.
Polka Dot Man.
Polka Dot Man comics.
Comic books.
Here's the thing about this. I want this segment to highlight goofy, dumb villains.
Yeah.
From the Silver Age, from the Golden Age, from modern age, who just are either joke characters or didn't make much of an impact or became joke characters. Because I love them. There's so many in Marvel. I have so many favorites. Like the Orb, he's a motorcyclist with an eyeball helmet.
Oh.
And he fights Ghost Rider. And 8-Ball, he's a guy who has a giant 8-ball for a head.
Wait, 8-Ball, what was the other guy's name?
The Orb.
Do you think they hang out?
I hope so. I really do. The Trapster, a.k.a. Paste Pot Pete, he's a man who shoots glue out of a gun. He shoots gun out of a glue. He shoots goo out of a gun. He's got a goo Glock. And DC has them, right? Polka Dot Man, Kite Man,
the
Condiment King.
The Penny Plunderer.
See, Penny Plunderer is like a level 1, but I think Condiment King is like a level 3.
Oh.
Think about it. Well, he has his condiment guns. Does he just shoot condiments?
They don't hurt anybody.
Okay, I'll make him a level 2.
I'm keeping it at a 1. You can't hurt anybody with mustard or ketchup or.
You can
relish.
if you get mustard in their eyes.
Maybe hot sauce.
If you got mustard in your eyes, you'd be hurting, dude. You ever heard of mustard gas? No.
Oh my God! Hold on.
He's a level 10. He's got mustard gas.
He gets mustard
So-
gas. That's a whole other.
So
level,
every
yeah.
week, either Eric or I will bring a villain to the table for one another. We will show each other the villain. We will maybe give the name out. Maybe we'll have the other person guess the name, and then we'll have the other person guess what they do, why they're a villain, and what their level is, based off of probably appearance and the other person's
Yeah, we'll just
clues. I'll give
you.
you. It's like, what's his name? It's like I really can't name him. It's like, all right, his name's Dr. Hyde.
We will discuss it, and
We'll talk about-
you give an argument on his ranking.
Not even
We will-
arguments. It's just it'll be cool little backstories because a lot of these like obscure villains have crazy backstories. Like, do you remember like some of Moon Knight's villains? Right, like those are not really notable villains. There's that guy who just trained in prison to beat Moon Knight up because he got obsessed with Moon Knight while he was in prison.
This is lame. No, we're not going to talk about any.
We're not going to talk about him, but we're going to talk about characters who have dumb origins like that.
Yeah, there are. Silver Age has brought Golden and Silver Age has brought a lot of. Dumb
I could talk
villains.
about this for 9 hours right now. But this is just episode 0 to give you guys a taste of what's to come in the next following episodes. We'll try and talk about comic news, but more than likely, we'll probably just end up talking about
what we read.
not even what we read, just like how apathetic I am towards the superhero movies these days.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about superhero movies and what Christian won't watch.
It's not that I won't watch them; it's that they're like
They're good. They're a good tool for help you to go to sleep.
yeah, like sometimes people put whale noises on or rain, the sound of rain to help them go to sleep.
You put on the latest Marvel or DC.
Eric
movie.
tries to put on a DC movie, and I go, "Oh, it's nap time. It's time to fall asleep during this hangout," and wake up in an hour to a fight scene that I have no context on.
But it's a cool fight scene.
Yeah, but it's not worth staying up for.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that. There's a lot of Deadpool 3 leaks coming out right now. A lot of cool stuff going on there. And Eric, are you well informed
What Deadpool 3?
on anything?
Oh no.
Yep.
Like I said, I just read what I read. But we'll try. We'll make an attempt. Like I said, I got a poll now, so at least I'll know what DC's latest comics are coming out. I just started on their new event with Teen Titans, the newest event, Beast World.
Beast World.
Beast World.
How's that going?
Oh, I didn't start it yet, but I will eventually.
What about manga news?
Manga news?
Anime news?
Oh my goodness, I went behind on that too.
Damn, dude. We're gonna have more guests, right? You
Maybe.
finished Saga. I'm almost
that's
done
right,
with
you
Saga.
read Saga.
Clay will return in season 2.
Did you read it, Saga yet?
I'm halfway through it. Yeah, I'm halfway through, and I don't want to talk too much about it before we get Clay on, because I really want our opinions of that Saga to come out while Clay's here. Because Clay
miss
listens to
that
every
guy.
episode.
Does he?
He's our biggest fan.
Okay, well, let's continue to say positive things about Saga until he gets on. Here.
Until Clay's on.
Yeah, until he gets on.
Until
here.
he's here. No, the creature might get on the cast. We might have an after cast where we talk about different soda flavors. You never know what could come next. We'll try and bring as many guests as we can. People who are interested in comic books. Maybe Tommy Boy get on here.
Oh, the dreaded Thomas
The
Boy.
dreaded Tommy Boy. He's a big Swamp Thing guy.
Oh yeah, he lived in a swamp for a while.
He lives in a swamp currently. He is our Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing. You are amazing. All right, that's all we can do of that, I think.
All right, I
'Cause
think-
that is another parody.
We can, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, like they say in Spider-Man 2 for the PS5, I don't listen to the news no more. That's a reference to the... You haven't played Spider-Man 2, the video game, have you?
And I never will.
You never will?
I never will.
Dude, did I downloaded it on your PS5, didn't I?
Yeah, I deleted it just so Call of Duty can have more space.
That's why it didn't win any game awards at the Game Awards.
It didn't.
It didn't. It didn't win a. See,
won
this is news right here. Spider-Man 2 didn't win a single award at the Game Awards.
What? Who did win Game of the Year?
I don't know. I just know that Spider-Man 2 didn't. And I was watching a Buffalo Wild Wings commercial earlier for their Mountain Dew Legend, their exclusive Mountain Dew flavor.
What?
And right behind the guy was an ad for the Spider-Man 2 trailer for Spider-Man 2 the game. And that's the only thing I paid attention to in that entire commercial. Spider-Man 2 was a good game.
You said that Buffalo Wild Wings has its own flavor of Mountain Dew?
Yeah, it's called Legend. It's blackberry citrus.
Damn, bro, what are we doing here, dude? We gotta make the next stop
What
at
are
the
you
Space
talking
Buffalo
about?
Wild Wings.
Space Buffalo Wild Wings gives me space diarrhea. You know this.
It's better than regular diarrhea.
It's not. It's zero gravity diarrhea. It stays inside of you.
Well, yeah, that's why.
It just floats in there, dude.
Don't worry, it's fine. We're going there for the Mountain Dew.
What else? What other topics can we talk about into season 2?
Other Mountain Dews flavors.
I like Sweet Lightning from KFC.
That's a good one.
This would be.
I miss Whiteout.
I think this would be a good fade out conversation where we just talk about Mountain Dew for
Yeah, just
a few
editor,
minutes.
Just lower the voice as we keep talking about Mountain Dew. Code Red. That's always a classic.
I don't like Whiteout. It looks like a
don't-
bottle of cum.
Yeah, well, that's the fun.
That's not the fun. That's the cum. Mountain Dew Whiteout. That's the cum.
Do you remember Gamer Fuel?
Which one?
That was like back during the height of Call of Duty and Halo. Where like
I thought that was like street slang for Mountain Dew.
no, but then they made an actual official Gamer Fuel flavor for Mountain Dew, and it was used to be released at every Call of Duty event.
What was it?
Oh, I can't even remember.
What was the flavor though?
I
'Cause
can't remember. It
Code
was just-
Red is just cherry.
this one was pretty. Had some
What's the blue one again?
blue one. I think it's Live Wire. No, that's orange. Blue Voltage.
Sweet Lightning is orange too.
I don't like Sweet Lightning.
You don't like Sweet Lightning?
That's the KFC one, right?
Yeah.
No.
I don't like the Legend one, which is the Buffalo Wild Wings one.
It really is
It's not that good.
because there was
It's
a
black. It's
yeah,
like
they
purpley
used to have
black.
they used to have a black one too because there was a whiteout version that was like the black something.
Have you ever
There's
had the
one-
Cheetos Mountain Dew? The flaming
No,
hot?
I'll never do that.
Why not?
That or the spicy
What
one.
is that? What are you showing us, creature? I think this segment now.
Is it the Gamer Fuel?
Citrus cherry. In 2000, what the hell? Whoa! In 2009, it was wild fruit. In 2011, it was tropical. In 2012, it was raspberry. Yeah, raspberry citrus. And 2000. Why is it 2007, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, and present citrus cherry? But 2009 and 2011 also had wild fruit and tropical. What's going on,
there
Gamer
it
Fuel?
is. Yeah,
We have to uncover
those are
these
the good
secrets.
days, dude. With new Call of Duty out, give me some Gamer Fuel at the commissary, man. Let's go. Was that a Mountain Dew Wikipedia? Like,
He did pull up a Mountain Dew Wikipedia.
hey yo,
Yeah, absolutely.
I know what account I'm making on. I need to make some edits myself to get the Mountain Dew lore right.
Pull up the Mountain Dew Wikipedia. We're talking about Mountain Dew now. That's it. This episode is brought to you by Mountain Dew. They didn't agree to sponsor us, but we're going to be sending them messages for money.
Make sure you go to your local mountain and take some dew off it.
Scoop that dew right off that mountain. That's the people's dew.
People,
That's the dew for the people.
people's dew. We take it straight from the mountain.
We take it straight off the mountain to do.
That's so funny.
Some people get confused. Some people get some people out there. You gotta watch yourself, man, because some people are cutting their dew with the frost, trying to make the dew last longer. Cutting the dew up, the period of the dew is going down. They're getting
I know,
frost
right?
from
That
the
ain't
top of the mountain.
that ain't
where
actual
the
dew
frost
yet.
is abundant.
Once it melted, that's when it's actual dew.
When it's due, when it
That's
comes
when-
down to the plateau area.
That's when it's due.
God damn it. Do you want to talk?
That's what it's due.
Do you want to talk about?
Is this podcast still going, or is it the after episode?